I've got every single evolution from Clash Royale in a tier list, and today I'm ranking them all to determine the best evolution in Clash Royale. The rankings will be based on 3 factors: how popular the card is, how strong it is individually, and we'll get to the third one a bit later on. So starting off, we have the Royal Recruits Evolution. It's extremely annoying and has a superb 52% win rate in ranked mode. Recruits decks are extremely no skill, and they never seem to fall off, and that's why it's going in the A tier. Next up, we have the Firecracker Evolution. She did get a rework last month, which made her stronger on offense. I played a lot of Evo Firecracker, and her attacks seem a lot more reliable now. Although the Firecracker got replaced by the Evolved Furnace in Hog EQ decks last season, chances are that we'll see her return to her signature deck again this month. For now, the Firecracker Evolution goes in the B tier. The Cannon Evolution has a 9% use rate in Clash Royale. Last month, the Cannon Evo was placed in the A tier because the Furnace was outranging it. But ever since the Furnace nerf, the Cannon Evolution is back. Remember the third factor I talked about earlier? It's versatility. And no Evo is more versatile than the Cannon Evolution, which is used in a lot of cycle decks. So, it makes perfect sense to put the Cannon Evolution in S tier. The Goblin Barrel Evolution is just a dead card. I don't think Logbait will return in this meta too because of how well the Vines counter it. The Evolved Goblin Barrel remains in the C tier this season. Next up, we have the Evolved Zap. The Zap Evolution is 100% gonna take a hit because of the new Vines spell. Vines is just better in every way, even in its regular form. While the Evolved Zap isn't necessarily bad, the meta won't suit it most likely. Therefore, it goes in the high B tier for now. The Barbarians Evolution is absolutely trash. For 5 elixir, you're getting no value at all. The Barbarians are slow and can be easily countered. Spells like Fireball and Poison wreck them. They are useless on offense too. Since Goblinstein might be returning to the meta, it'll only make the Barbarians even more irrelevant. Only Lava Hound decks might use them still. Although, one plus point they will have is that Vines will be useless against them, so we might see them make a small comeback. But for now, they're going right in the D tier. Moving on, we have the Dart Goblin Evolution. It's definitely not as strong as it used to be. Logbait has taken a nerf in the last month, and the new Vines spell will only make it harder for this archetype. I don't expect many players to use the Dart Goblin much. Its win rates have already dropped to 48%. I'm moving the Dart Goblin Evolution to low B tier this month. The Executioner Evolution is one of the strongest defensive cards in the game. Surely it will have a competitor in Evolved Baby Dragon this season. I think it'll still be really great, especially now that we may see the Goblinstein return in the meta. It's a solid choice for a defensive Evo and therefore belongs to the high A tier. The Evolved Mega Knight is one of the most used evolutions in Clash Royale. It has a 12% use rate in ranked, which is not surprising. He's surely annoying to phase if you're running beatdown. His hit points are way too much and he can be really difficult to counter in certain scenarios. Mega Knight Bridge spam decks are really popular right now, but with the Spirit Empress nerf, they might not be as strong this season. But regardless, the Evolved Mega Knight remains a force to be reckoned with. Therefore, the Mega Knight Evolution goes in the B tier this season. The Evolved Skeletons are one of the most garbage Evos right now. They never chain up on anything and are basically a waste of elixir. With so many small spells in the meta, I don't think they'll be viable anytime soon. They're going straight in the C tier. The Snowball Evolution is one of the most reliable small spells in the game. The best thing about the Evolved Snowball is how it guarantees damage almost every time. It synergizes really well with Goblin Drill and Balloon. Vines might affect the use rates of Snowball, but still the card will be viable. The Evolved Snowball is deserving of the A tier. Next up, we have the Evolved Mortar. It's an Evo that's neither too good nor too bad. While it's hard to get an Evolved Mortar shot on the tower, it can win you games instantly if you manage to get it. It has a good 51% win rate, so the Evo's definitely not in a bad state right now. I feel it belongs to the high B tier for now. The Wall Breakers Evolution is one of the strongest Evos in Clash Royale. They're used in a variety of high skill decks like Drill Cycle and Miner Control. I find them really annoying to defend because you can just never get a positive elixir trade out of them. The recent balance changes seem to benefit the Evolved Wall Breakers, and we may see a lot of new decks with them this season. They are going up in A tier for this month. The Evolved Goblin Cage did see a rise in use rates last season. Almost Almost every Lava Hound deck was using this evo, and obviously it was seen in that annoying Royal Recruits deck. It might not be as strong as it once was, but still packs a solid win rate of 54%. The only issue is that other buildings like Cannon and Goblin Hut are just better, and therefore the Goblin Cage will only remain in the middle of the B tier. Next up, we have the Battle Ram Evolution. Bridge spam was on a massive rise last month, but now that most of its cards are getting nerfed, the archetype might not be as strong. And it affects the Battle Ram Evolution a lot because that's the only deck it was strong in. If Bridge Spam doesn't adapt to the Vines meta, the evolved Battle Ram will be basically a dead card. Until then, it still remains in the low B tier. The Goblin Drill Evolution is undoubtedly the worst evolution in Clash Royale. I mean, players literally use its regular version over its evolved version. That's all you need to know about how terrible this evo is. It's easy to predict and gets basically no damage. You're only wasting your elixir by playing this evo. The Goblin Drill once again remains at the bottom of the F tier. The Bats Evolution will benefit a lot from nerfs to its counters like the Goblin Curse and Furnace. They are currently seen in some off-meta decks or minor wall breakers. I feel like they're really underrated, and they didn't really get to shine in the previous meta. But I expect them to be quite strong in this meta because Vines can't kill them all. Right now, I'm placing them in the high B tier. Next, we have the Skeleton Barrel Evolution. It was really irritating to face last season for real, but this season, the Baby Dragon Evolution might keep it in check. It can definitely struggle against super defensive decks, but against others, it's just game-breaking. Even if it only gets death damage on your tower, it's already a big chunk. The evolved Skeleton Barrel goes into the A tier this season. The Royal Giant Evolution is quite balanced, and therefore it's loved by the pros and casuals alike. Royal Giant decks are quite high skill, and sometimes you need to outplay your opponent in order to win. I expect both Vines and Baby Dragon Evolution to be used with the Royal Giant, and I'm excited to play those decks. The evolved Royal Giant goes into the high B tier. The Knight Evolution was extremely broken last season. It was used all over in graveyard decks. With the new Baby Dragon Evolution, I think graveyard decks will be even more popular, and the Knight Evolution use rates will skyrocket. They're already at 10%, which is quite remarkable, and therefore, the evolved Knight will be an S tier evolution to use this season. The Hunter Evolution has totally fallen off, and now that the Vines serve the same mechanic as him, I'm sure that no one's going to use him anymore. He's going straight to the D tier, unfortunately. The Witch Evolution received a pretty significant nerf last season. 2 months back, she was used in literally every other deck. Now, she's barely used. Only giant graveyard decks might still use her, but even in those, our next Evo is a much better option. The Witch Evolution is a C tier card. She sucks now. The Furnace Evolution is getting a big nerf, and a rightly deserved one too. It was literally used in over 20% decks in ranked mode last season, which is unreal. It remains to see how big the nerf really is. I don't expect the Furnace Evo to die out though, but will it still be top tier as it was last season? Only time will tell. For myself, I feel like the Furnace will still be at least an A tier revolution this season. The evolved Musketeer has been a really reliable ranged card ever since she got released. She's used with Minor Loon and giant graveyard decks mainly, and since she can shut down the evolved Baby Dragon, I feel like she's gonna be a real threat in this meta. I will put the evolved Musketeer in the high B tier this month. The evolved Wizard had seen a sudden rise in Royal Giant decks. To be honest, I didn't expect this, but I guess to counter the Furnace and the overpowered Spirit Empress, the evolved Wizard is a great choice. Now that both those cards are getting nerfed, I'm not sure how the Wizard's use rates will look like, but it's definitely not an S tier card anymore. It moves up to the B tier for now. Next up, we have the Archer's Evolution. They did get a big nerf last season, and it definitely affected them a lot. They're only used with Expo, and if the deck dies, they become irrelevant too. I don't think they will be any better this season too, and they'll be going in the C tier right now. The Goblin Giant and P.E.K.K.A. Evolutions are just broken together in that one toxic deck. While the Goblin Curse is getting nerfed, I have a strong suspicion that it'll get replaced by Vines in this new meta, which will make the deck even more toxic. Both these Evos have an 8% use rate and a 53% win rate in ranked currently, which is insane. It's funny how P.E.K.K.A used to have her own archetype, but she is now used more with this toxic deck than with bridge spam. The Goblin Giant, on the other hand, is even more brain dead because it's also used in an obnoxious Goblin Giant Prince deck, which will be dominant in this meta too. They both are A-tier evolutions, and I would definitely like to see a nerf to this deck. The Tesla Evolution is one of the worst evos in the game right now. It's only used with Minor Rocket and Expo Cycle, both of which are okay, but nowhere near as dominant in the meta. The evolved Tesla has a horrible 46% win rate in Clash Royale, which is really bad for a building. It will unfortunately go down in the C tier. The Ice Spirit Evolution is another evo that completely died after its nerf. Now it's only used if your deck doesn't have another evo option, so it's mainly seen in the same decks as Tesla Evo, which are Expo and Minor Rocket. Once, the Ice Spirit used to be the best evolution in the game, but now it only has a 47% win rate and is a low B tier evolution at the very best. The Valkyrie Evolution is one of the best evos in the game because of how versatile she is. You can basically use her in any deck that requires a good mini tank, and she will work just fine. She's incredible on defense, and she can counter big pushes single-handedly. The evolved Valkyrie is seen mostly in Lava Hound, Hog Rider, Logbait, and Minor decks. I think she will continue to be a reliable evolution, and therefore, I will put her in the A tier. The evolved Inferno Dragon is a really strong evolution, without doubt. It can melt your push in seconds. Even a single misplay against him can be costly. Used with Lava Loon mainly, the evolved Inferno Dragon will have an interesting meta ahead, for sure. It'll be good against the evolved Baby Dragon, but weak against Vines. I will put it in the A tier for now, as we see how he fares in the meta. The Electro Dragon Evolution is very situational as an evo. It destroys beatdown decks, but is absolutely useless against cycle decks. Vines will counter it pretty well, and I just don't see it being relevant in anything other than Golem this season. This month, the evolved Electro Dragon goes in the low B tier. The Bomber Evolution is one of the most horrible evos in Clash Royale at the moment. It's fragile and never gets any shots on the tower. There's basically no deck that uses the evolved Bomber consistently. Only some giant decks might use him still. But the reality is that the Bomber Evolution sucks and belongs in the F tier. Next up, we have the new Baby Dragon Evolution. It looks super solid on defense and can boost your offense too. In my opinion, it's the perfect example of a good evolution concept. I'm therefore putting the evolved Baby Dragon in A tier. The Lumberjack Evolution achieved a great 8% use rate because of the rise in beatdown decks. He's definitely back, and for now, I'll put the Lumberjack Evolution in the middle of the B tier. At one point this year, the Lumberjack Evolution was one of the 10 most hated cards in Clash Royale. But what are the other 9 cards? To find out, click on this video.